Here in this video we will discuss and speculate about the biological origins of the Monsterverse titans, more specifically from which species or class of animals did these titans originate from, which as the Monsterverse suggests were irradiated by the environment during the ancient times. So which life forms did they mutate or evolve from? Let's get into it. Firstly, let's start with the skull crawlers, which as stated by the movie novelization of Godzilla vs. Kong, evolved from non-amniote basal reptiliomorphs. So in the Permian period, these amphibian tetrapods started to evolve towards a reptilian line. Some were elongated eel-like with diminutive limbs, and it is believed that the skull crawlers were descendants of such highly irradiated specimens of such a class of animals. Number 2. In the case of Kong, he is a member of a simian superspecies, or apes, that originated in the Hollow Earth, a rich habitat of giant animals under the Earth's surface. While the species has a common ancestor with modern-day apes, they are thought to be a whole different classification of life, probably branching out from a previous ancestor. Thirdly, Rodan's species heavily resembles pterosaurs, though it doesn't seem to be directly related to them due to its fiery nature. Nevertheless, it is still presumed to have evolved from an unknown basal pterodactyl species from the Mesozoic era, since flying reptiles did not evolve until the Jurassic period. Yet it also has bird-like qualities, which further proves its Archosaurian origins. Number 4. Mothra, with its various life stages and appearance, which is identical to that of a moth, is as such presumed to be a superspecies evolved from these little critters. But then Mothra, if she was an ancient life form, would no doubt be traced back to the Permian Lepidopteran species of giant moths. Such things have been extinct since the Permian Triassic extinction event. Number 5. Mutos. On the other hand, these mutos must have definitely evolved from the Permian Paramegasucopteran life forms, which are beaked insects with beaks. These insects evolved the ability to fold their wings as well over their body, much like the male muto, and their life cycle include nymphs, which has a very weird appearance. Strangely, they died out in the Permian period and no other beaked insects have ever been found. So by inference, mutos would have been from these Paramegasucopterans. Number 6. Godzilla. He here is not an ancient dinosaur, unlike some of Toho's origin stories, because dinos evolved 100 million years after him. Speculations have it that he may have evolved from either anapsids or diapsids from the Permian age, which are early forms of reptiles and may have retained amphibious traits like gills, organs which Godzilla also possesses here in the Monsterverse. Number 7. The Behemoth, the hulking mammoth sloth titan, was probably neither a sloth or a mammoth in origin. Looks can be deceiving, and biologists always scope for skeletal features to identify a class of animals. The behemoth might have evolved from Calicotheriums, based on its skeletal structure and long forelimbs with powerful knuckles and claws to walk on, which Calicotheriums do have. The tusk, on the other hand, would only be mutated traits due to irradiation. Number 8. Warbats are seen as giant snakes with membranous wings. It is not that difficult to ascertain their origins. They would have evolved from venomous snakes that ventured too far and were flung into the hollow earth. As the only snakes with enlarged ribs near the skull were cobras, the Warbats would have probably been a descendant of an ancient race of cobras, as the earliest cobra evolved 23 million years ago, so it's both highly speculative and also very probable. Number 9. Cilla. Although stated to possess the internal biology of a squid, might have not been an evolved superspecies of such. Judging by the ability to grow a hard shell exterior and limbs, it might have evolved from a squid's close and ancient cousin, the nautilus, which would explain the internal biological similarities as both were cephalopods. Number 10. Nakika is closely related to Cilla as another evolved cephalopod titan, but it is not a squid nor a superspecies of nautilus. Its big and bulbous head and highly flexible set of 8 tentacled limbs would suggest that it might have evolved from a lineage of cephalopods that include the octopus. Like the octopus, the titan also has certain sex or gender bending abilities. Number 11. Camazod, stated as a bat titan, is pretty obvious as in the case of Kong. These are both mammalian species, superspecies. This titan would have evolved pretty late in the grand scheme of things, just like Kong, probably in the Cenozoic era, from ancient bat species that ventured into the Hollow Earth and got irradiated by the power source and got huge in size. Number 12. The Genus species and its alpha subtitan greatly resemble the ancient armored Dunkleosteus and obviously would have evolved from it or a closely related fish species. It has massive bony teeth-like plates jutting outwards from its jaw, and its pectoral fins are covered in spikes and end in 3 claw-like digits, including an opposable thumb. Number 13. The Shinamura. This is a swarm species that act as a larger colony, and the individual nodes are ancient parasitic colony cells. Shinamura's gigantic supercolony cells are black in color, also blue in some cases, and resemble starfish in looks, although it might just be an appearance thing, as the starfish, a member of the primitive echinoderms, have no such history as being either parasites or a swarm species. Number 14. The Hollow Earth lizards are an offshoot of the Godzilla species, with the lizards' jagged dorsal plates and general appearance being indicators of this relation, which means that they also evolved from either anapsids or diapsids. Wherever Godzilla came from, they also came from there. Their squatting limbs also provides proof that they are not of the same branch as the dinosaurs, which have an evolved pelvic girdle that allowed for legs to be parallel to the spine in posture. And 15. The Maya Squid. This isn't really a full-fledged titan and could be termed as a subtitan like the Genitor. The Maya Squid is classified as a megalopod within the Archaeopteryx subdivision of giant squids, according to Monarch's superspecies profile, although the Maya squid was initially thought to be a distant relative of the Great Pacific octopus, with some remarkable evolutionary alterations. As for Tiamat and Methuselah, there are no substantial links with ancient animals. Both are very unique, and they are definitely reptiles, but it is difficult to ascertain their positions in the branches of the Tree of Life. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button for support and subscribe, but most of all, smash that bell icon for regular updates on new videos right here on this channel. Till the next one, take care fam.